Good morning, friends. It's Steve. It's Sunday morning, and today we're going to talk about weatherproofing your RV. Whether you have a motorhome or a trailer, if you want to avoid any future problems with weathering, the first thing I advise anyone to look at is you want to weatherproof your motorhome. And this one, this is my motorhome. This is a 34-foot Gulfstream, and it's got rubber roof coating, and so the roof is completely sealed. And I find the best way to make sure that you never have any problems, no water damage or any type of problems with your RV, is you want to weatherproof them. And the best solution for that is 100% silicone caulk. It's clear and it lasts, generally, depending on the grade you buy, it's like 25 year lifespan. So this motorhome is a 90s model. It's in very good condition, but being that old, I have personally gone over every seam that, the original manufacturer with the original sealant that they used at the factory. Well, I've gone over the whole motorhome, roof, every window, every seam where it was built, put together. I've gone over the whole thing with acrylic caulk. And you have to put in a little time. You have to get up on a ladder. This is a big one. This is a 34 foot. It's almost 13 feet high. So you'll have to, you have to get a ladder, and it takes a little time. But in the long run, you can avoid very costly problems and damage to your RV if you seal it properly. And especially, if you're buying a used RV and if you don't know much about RVs, you may think, well, I'm good. Well, maybe you're not good. Maybe it's got some water leaks, but it's been parked indoors or under a cover, and so you're not going to be aware. And so you buy it and you park it wherever on your, in your driveway or on your property, and you're not aware. So you think everything's fine. Well, after some heavy rains, you start noticing that you've got some problems, on the inside or the outside or both. So my recommendation, for especially, for anyone who doesn't have knowledge of RVs, the first thing you want to do is you want to get on a ladder, and you want to go up on the roof. My advice: don't wear shoes. Don't get up on the roof stomping around on any RV. You could damage where it didn't have damage. Um, if you're a heavy person and they're, they're built well generally, but maybe you're a little heavy, or maybe you slip and you step hard, or let's say you fall. So when I get up on RVs, I take my shoes off, and just to avoid any damage. But this motorhome, I've gone over every seal, every seam. I've gone over the whole thing. you know, I've gone all over the roof, make sure there's no spots, no areas that could take in water. I've gone over every seam. I mean, it takes a while. You're gonna have to get a ladder, and you'll have to spend some time. I keep this sign on my motorhome. Read it. Warning, video surveillance 24/7. Because that way, you know, I mean, I don't live in it, but somebody could be, walking around, and, you know, spiteful people or kids, and they, just think, oh, well, look, RV, I could break a window, or I could throw some rocks, or whether you have video surveillance or not, it's a good idea to post signs. Like if you're not going to be in it, but it's parked somewhere, and if you can't find the right sign to buy, then you make one. And if it's just sitting and sitting in the same place, and maybe it's on your property, but to where people can, walk up behind it, people will do things just for nothing. Just because, kids, I mean, kids like to break windows, they like to cause damage, they don't care, they have no understanding of, value, money, and they don't care anyway. Some, I'm not saying everyone. And then you've got vandals, you've got thieves, people want to break in, see what they can steal. So if your RV is sitting in a place where possibly somebody could, come up and do some damage, my advice, put a sign on it and just put, video warning, video surveillance. If you can't find one that states something like that you can buy that looks professional, then just draw one up yourself. And I mean, if your motorhome is going to be unattended, or your RV, whatever kind it is, and it's just going to sit somewhere parked, you could save yourself a lot of costly damage, theft, especially if you've got, expensive things in it. And so anyway, that's some good advice that I guarantee you could save you from a bad situation, especially if your RV is just parked, sitting, abandoned in the same place for a long time. You know, some people will break into it. I'm not telling y'all anything you don't know. Okay, well, anyway, that's my advice on that. But especially for people like new RV buyers, and you've got an RV that you're looking at, you think you're gonna buy it. Well, you if you buy it and it looks good, that's great. I'm very happy for you. As soon as you get it home, first thing you want to do, you want to get on a ladder and you want to get up on the roof. If you can do that prior to buying one, do it. But if it doesn't work out, like this one's almost 13 feet tall, and so sometimes you're not going to have the available ladder or whatever the situation is. But for people that are buying an RV, especially first-time buyers, you want to get up on the roof as soon as possible. Go over the roof, look at what's going on up there. Get on the roof, it doesn't matter. You can just get, like 20, 25-year caulk, white, it doesn't matter. But when you start sealing, my advice, seal every window. Go over the top, sides of every single window. Go over the roof. Go over every seam, especially if it's older, and because caulking and the things they use at the factory, it's got a time limit. So after so many years, it starts deteriorating. So you want to go over every seam, every window, every crevice where they are manufactured, where they're put together. That's the first thing that you want to do when you buy an RV, is you want to make sure that it is watertight, even if it's new. So what if it's new? Get up on it. If you find any gaps, wide gaps that have a minimal amount of sealant, get 100% silicone. Seal every crevice. This thing is a 1994, excellent condition, totally watertight. I have gone over. I've gone over everything, anything that even looked remotely like it, you know, maybe the original caulking or sealant may be deteriorating or anything like that. I have sealed it, gone over it thick. So this thing's good. It's, it's sealed up tight for the next 20-25 years. And if it's, taken care of, kept under a cover or whatever the situation, then it'll still look this way in 20 years from now. And as far as maintenance, you want to always maintain your RV. There's a checklist. You need to make up a checklist, find out what's important. If it's a motorhome, you want to change the fluids regularly. My recommendation is use synthetic oils on transmission, generator. Those two are not as important, but the motor itself, my recommendation is use synthetic oil. And then, so let's say it holds 6 quarts. So you want to put 5 quarts of Mobil 1 synthetic. And then you want to put 1 quart of Marvel Mystery Oil. This is my recipe for the best way to baby your engine. And so instead of putting 6 quarts of synthetic, which is fine, that'll be just fine, or you can put 5 quarts and put 1 quart of Marvel Mystery Oil. It's been around since 1921. It's you can get a quart like for $4 at Walmart. And if you don't know anything about Marvel Mystery Oil, Google it, read about it, run it in your car first. It's been around since 1921, way before any of this new stuff that they've come out with that they're, charging so much for. It's cheap. So anyway, that's today. That's some lessons that I wanted to talk to people. I'm mostly talking to new RV owners, people that aren't aware what you should do in the beginning. But the first thing you want to do, if you purchase, or even before you purchase, you want to go over all of it. Make sure everything's watertight. And if it's not, well, even if it looks pretty good, put 100% acrylic all over all the seams. Save yourself a problem down the road. Okay, this is Steve signing out. Have a great day. Bye.